Let's sing my praises.
I hope you guys are doing okay. As you can see, I'm not by myself today. I have a very, very, very special guest today. This guest that I have that you can see today, guys, I should even double it for her because Mololuwa, she is like, you know.
Stop it, I like it.
She's easily like one of the most intelligent people that I've ever met in my life. She is a girl that has many accolades and deserves all the flowers. She is a whole published author as well, I should say. What do you not have? What do you not have? Anyway, guys, this is my really good sister, Mololuwa, and I'm really, really glad to have her here today with me for this video. Everybody clap! So today, let me give you guys a quick context. Before I decided what we're going to talk about today, right? When she told me yesterday that we should do a YouTube video, I was thinking okay, what can we actually talk about? And I remember the fact that Mololuwa is literally someone of such high esteem and such high self-esteem. Like from the first day I met her, I remember just thinking, yeah, she knows who she is. Like there's an aura that people carry that they don't, like when they don't even have to say anything or talk too much, because I think people always think confidence is like when you're very loud and you have to explain and, you know, show that you're that person and you're that guy. But I remember from the first time I met Mololuwa, she was just like, yeah. It's what was unsaid to me, and what was unsaid was, I know who I am. I don't need to do anything to prove to anybody who I am. So yeah, when I literally remember that yesterday, and I was like, okay, that's what we need to discuss today. So today, I mean, you can probably tell from the title of the video already, but we're going to be talking about just like building high self-esteem and confidence in yourself, and just like, yeah. So to start off, the first thing would be, where did that come from for you? Like, how did you become a person that has such high self-esteem?
My parents really, the source of it, I need to say that. So I think like they deserve, like 90% of the credit in terms of that. They just raised, I'm the firstborn, so they raised me with just a sense of like, yeah, you are that girl. Like there's no, I can't remember a time where like it was ever a question in my mind really. Just since I was born, like I don't remember not ever thinking that about myself. And then not also like almost thinking that about me. I think my dad especially, like my dad thinks I'm like the best thing in the world. Like, he actually thinks I'm like
amazing.
Like when I say something, like if I say something about anyone, like any of my friends, he's like, oh no, they must be a good person. Like he 100% like trusts my judgment
and everything.
And so I think the way that they treated me, and obviously when you're younger, your parents are like your God, your icon, like you look up to them. And so if like the biggest people in your world think you are
amazing, then you must be.
And so I think that was just it. And so I carried myself how they seemed to treat me. But I'm not gonna lie, when you were saying about the whole like not doing too much with the whole trying to prove that you have like good self-esteem, at one point I think as a teenager I did. I think as a teenager I was quite like like I felt like I was a bit aggressive with like I think I was a bit aggressive with it. I don't know, maybe it's just like youthful exuberance and just maybe that, because that self-esteem was a characteristic that I had. Youthful exuberance generally like cut across my entire personality and included that self-esteem bit where I was just trying to show it too much. I think as I've grown older, like I've just like relaxed on myself. I don't. I'm just back to the place where I'm like, I don't know, like, and it's not even really intentional. I'm not gonna lie. It's just I'm just resting in myself.
Resting in yourself. Okay. I hope you guys are taking notes.
All the time. I joke.
No, guys. I was actually just telling her she thinks I'm joking. If I go through my journal today, right, there's so much that Mololuwa has told me over the past few years of our friendship that I would literally write it down and it's like Mololuwa, 2022.
Can you imagine? So in my head we're just gisting. I'll just call you for a chat and then you're doing
when you're around people that are wise, you have to take notes. If people around you are dropping gems, take notes.
Take them.
Listen and apply it to your life. Don't just listen. But anyway, sorry, back to topic. So I think for me, right, it was largely a case of fake it till you make it with like confidence, because I remember growing up, like I always used to place a lot of my worth and esteem on what other people thought of me. And if people are not thinking the best things of me, then naturally I too will start to question like my abilities and my qualities and stuff. So I think I was talking about this in my blog like in the past, but like even down to always needing that validation from other people. If I don't get that, that would naturally affect how I then feel myself as well. And I remember like in my teenage years, like in secondary school, I was a lot more confident than I am now. Like I always used to be on stage. That's the show. I remember. Like, just
now, sorry.
You said do what?
To be honest, you know I said recently that I feel like you're starting to be able to sing. So,
guys,
was what were you doing?
I didn't go ahead. I think I got the camera.
What were you doing?
On stage, like I've always been like in the creative space, right? I think it's just now that I'm going back to my teenage years, because I remember in secondary school, like I was always on stage, either during a poetry recital or in a drama, debating, or like there was just public speaking. Like there was just always something that there wasn't a single event that would happen in my secondary school that this man, Mr. Kola, would just come and be like, Ogiri, you know, we have this ceremony coming up, go and write a poem. Like, I would just naturally be a part of the ceremony. So I just remember back then I used to be a lot more confident. I think I'd say from my early or late teenagers to maybe like the past 2-3 years, it's definitely been fake it till you make it. Like there've been so many times where I don't want to do something, but then I'm like, just do it. Because one thing I've learned is there is growth in discomfort. Like when you are uncomfortable, that's when you grow. And the more you actually force yourself to do things that you find uncomfortable, the more confident you become. And this might be unrelated, but even down to how earlier you were like talking about my hair, and I was telling you how like I always used to be scared to wear my hair out because I was like, I don't want that kind of attention on me. But wearing it out more like every single day now, it's like, like this is who I am. Yeah. So
and to be honest, I feel like sometimes, or a lot of times, if not all the time, you're like most like beautiful self, or like the most the treasure that you really are comes out when you just rest in your like without the embellishments. Sometimes that's when it's like you really,
that's when you feel like
the pearls are really under all that seems like dirt, but it's just like like this is actually the most precious thing. Everything that we try so much to like try and make or compensate for, overcompensate for, or just improve, enhance, try and whatever, the raw is sometimes the actual do you get
it's the real gem. And that like kind of was even turned into another question that I had of like, where does confidence come from? And I think you've kind of already touched on that, and like true confidence comes from being your authentic self. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle with, where if you don't know who you are, then how can you be confident in that? Exactly. And when you're constantly trying to match up to like societal standards, or say something like physical appearance, for example. Guys, can I just say, by the way, we haven't done a script for this video. Like, we're kind of just free flowing. I just thought that we didn't do any prep for this, so wherever the conversation goes, just stick with us, okay? But yeah, down to something like physical appearance, right? I think the reason a lot of people struggle with being confident about how they look is we're looking at what we think we should look like. Or social media, for example, like we're seeing this ideal of, this is what you should look like. And then when you don't look like that, then there's a problem, because again, but if you sit in your authenticity and who you really are, no one can actually say anything to you.
And that reminds me of there's one thing that my dad says. To be honest, sometimes I look at my parents and I think, this is where I get it from, because sometimes my dad, I'm like, this man is super confident, good stuff. He always says, it's not the cloth, he's the Nigerian man. It's not the cloth that gives me value, it's me that gives value to the cloth. He's always like, he doesn't wear anything. He's always like, I can wear anything. He says, there are people that will see what you are and just think, why are you saying this? Why are you saying that? And it's fair enough. And I think you just have to like be aware that they exist and not have that, make you then want to now be
change who you are. And
you can adapt, but then change. And I also think
adapt, but nothing changed.
Yeah, and I also think
remember to write that one down later.
Anyway, I also think it's important to like, because you know what? I think I've said it to you guys before. My sister's always said to me that like I'm so delusional because my majority is the minority in society. So what everybody finds is so rare. It's like, oh, you don't see this often. You don't find this often. Like I was talking to someone the other day, like, oh, people like you, they're very hard to find.
Yeah.
Like, that's like all my friends. But that's the thing. It's just like, so you built your own circle such that like the people that do value what you bring are the people that surround you.
Yes.
Everyone else is in the peripheral.
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast by two of my sisters, and I think Renee said something that stuck with me, where she said a lot of people are in relationships for other people, and some people are in relationships with other people. Because when you're in a relationship for someone, you feel like you need to live up to this expectation or standard that they have set for you, as opposed to you being your authentic self, and your actual people will just find you, or you find them when you're just your authentic self. So. Yeah.
That one is almost triggering, but yeah.
No, when I heard that, I was like, oh,
yeah,
right, cool. Yeah. So, as you were talking, I was just thinking. I think it was when you said, I don't remember what you said, but there was something you said that made me realize that there's so many myths about like confidence. Okay. So, what are some of the myths that you think people have?
I mean, I think you've mentioned the first one really is that confidence is loud.
Yes. Yeah.
And again, I think this is what I used to be. Just like someone who when you walk into a room and you have to shout to be heard.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
So I think that's one myth that I found, that confidence is loud, and just like you say, you can tell people are putting it on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I just find the more and more that I think about things, and the more like I've grown up, I just find like quiet confidence so attractive.
It's oh my god.
I'm just like,
listen. Like, there's some people that like as soon as they walk into a room like this, they don't need to say hi, my name is. You feel the aura. That's what I'm saying. Like you actually feel the confidence. You feel the aura, and you're just like, wow. I remember even in 2021, I went to Chimamanda's. There was a conference that she had, and when I was there, and I was just like, I get it. Like I understand why people would be intimidated by this woman, and I understand why she's very well known to be a confident person, and like I get it, because she didn't have to. She was just talking about her book. I think that was when she was talking about her latest book, but there was this like security that she had, and security isn't something that you can fake. That's one thing I've noticed. Like a lot of the time when people are very loud about, oh my god, I'm just a very confident person, you're actually quite insecure about something, and that's why you feel the need to compensate, and you're doing too much, and there's something that you're trying to mask. There's something that you're actually not happy about. So like
I think maybe that's another myth then, that confidence has no insecurity.
Yes, actually. Yeah.
Because that is also when you're trying to play up to this.
Yeah. Because if you're secure in who you are, that is like everything that you are. Like I know what my weaknesses are. Exactly. I know what my flaws are. Being confident doesn't mean you don't have any flaws. Exactly. It doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with you. That's a lie. And in fact, anybody that says I'm perfect is not actually a confident person. You're actually insecure about something. Like
Exactly.
Yeah. And that was like also the myth that I was going to mention. So just like people that think they're better than other people and masking that as confidence. I don't think confidence should make you think you're better than anybody. I think like confidence and humility can go hand in hand, where there's a certain artist that's in my head, but I'm not going to, let's not do that. But when you just think you're better than other people, and you then mask it as...
I know already.
And you then mask it as, it's arrogance, like confidence. You're too big for your boots, and then you see yourself as,
if you get it,
as a big god, and everyone else is an ant, is just beneath you. Like I don't think that's confidence, and I think again that's like you're actually insecure about something, and that's why you feel the need to be overcompensating. Because like true confidence is I know who I am. Who you are doesn't threaten who I am. Like you can be great as well. We can be great together. Like it doesn't take anything away from me. And I think again, like because you think you're better than other people, if you're someone that also struggles to then give other people compliments or acknowledge when other people are doing good because you think it takes something away from you, then there's something else that might be going on, you know?
You mentioned something about intimidation and confidence, and how, for example, you can understand how people will be intimidated by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I don't know, it's a question. Do you think that true confidence, do you think it's a myth that true confidence is intimidating?
I think it depends on who's being intimidated. Like, if you're intimidated by that person, why? Again, like, if you're not secure in yourself, that's when you're threatened by who other people are, or that's when you're like just not comfortable in acknowledging someone else's excellence. I don't think it's really on the confident person. Like, again, unless it's if the person is being like arrogant and like wanting to intimidate people. But I think it's something to like self-reflect on, like, why am I intimidated by this person? If they're just being their true self, you know, like if they're just sitting in who they are and they know that who they are is a good person, that shouldn't really intimidate me. And if it does, because like you can be honest about it, like it's okay to be honest about it. There are people that I've been intimidated by, like when I see them, I'm like, ooh, you know. But yeah, that's something for me to go back and ask myself, like, why was I intimidated by them? Should I instead look up to them, or maybe not even look up, but like, is there something that I can emulate to then get better, you know, for myself, rather than be intimidated and envy? Yeah.
It's interesting because I don't know why my mind is going here, and I'm sorry, we're just going on details, but it's what it is. I think another thing that came to mind there is, I don't know if this is the right term for it because I do think it's been bastardized a bit, but feminism and how, like, in trying to be these confident women, we are, or let me not say we, I used to like almost invalidate the place of a man.
Right.
Because it's just like, no, I can do, is that all what a man can do, a woman can do? It's just like,
I don't subscribe to that. I mean anymore, but I think there was a time as well where I was like, nah.
It's like, being a confident woman looks different to being a confident man. It's like, being a confident Mololuwa looks different to being a confident Frida. You don't need to
exactly.
You get one doesn't invalidate the other.
That's true.
And so, like, for me, because it's something that I'm still working on, like resting in my femininity. Like the other day, I literally said to myself, "When do I rest? Like, why are you trying to? Why are you trying to, like, especially like with a man? Why are you trying
to match up to a man? You're literally different
biologically. And you're like, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Like sometimes I say things, I'm just like, but was that really, like, what were you trying to prove?
It's true. It's true.
So I'm just saying that maybe the myth there is that confident men can't be, you know,
feminine and soft, or this new idea of feminism of like you have to be this, you know. That's another thing that I really, guys, is one of my what's the word? Pet peeves, or just it's something that really annoys me. It's all these videos on how to be a feminine woman, how to be a boss babe, how to be independent, or how to be like because again, it's promoting this idea that there should be a one size fits all, and that's what I really struggle with, because do you know how crazy it is to expect everybody to be the same?
Exactly.
When is she different? Why should we all want to fit into this one ideal, or like this is how you should dress if you want to be addressed this way? Like this is how you're literally taking away from my authenticity. This is who I am, and you're telling me I need to fit into something else. And that's why a lot of people are just putting on again a fake image of confidence when you're actually not. Like you're trying to match up to something else that someone has decided for you, you know.
Like even this has reminded me to even rest more, like
no, me too. Me too, because I think again, like we said before, like confidence is also acknowledging what your weaknesses are, and being okay or securing yourself enough to know that actually I'm not very good at this. If there's someone that I know that I can outsource this to, then let them do it. Like if I need help in this area, there's nothing wrong with that. Let someone else do it. if everyone was so good at everything, then there would be no need for jobs like personal trainers or coaches or therapists, because then everyone is just good at everything.
Or any job at all.
Or any job, technically.
Everyone could just do whatever.
Yeah. So true confidence is not I'm perfect. It's I know who I am, and that's it. So yeah. Okay. I feel like we said a lot.
We have.
I feel like we said a lot. So what advice or like what would you leave to someone that's struggling with self-esteem issues and
someone that's struggling with self-esteem issues, I think maybe like, again, I don't even know if I want to give advice, because then it might because somebody with that will now think, one, it's prescriptive, and two, overthinking confidence just doesn't work.
Yeah, true.
Do you get? Because then it's not the natural confidence we've been talking about the whole time.
Exactly.
So maybe my advice would be allow yourself to rest, because to be honest, if you have low self-esteem, you're probably working overtime. Your brain is like always like, oh my god, but you know, before you go into a room, it's
that's
like,
really good.
how do I allow yourself to rest?
That's really good.
And walk in as who you are.
Chill, yeah.
You might not appeal to everyone.
That's really good.
But whoever does see you is meant to.
That's really good. No, sorry, I'm just like taking that because that's loud. Allow yourself to rest. Yeah, because I guess it's when you're in your like fully rested state that you're even aware of who you really are. Like when you've stripped away all the distractions, and all the expectations and all the to-do list and everything, and you're just like, wow. See what I mean? Like the baby's just dropping gems.
What about you? What advice would you give someone who's
I think I remember when I was thinking about this, one thing that really stood out in my head was spend more time with God. And I know this would sound very cliche, but I'm learning that sometimes things sound cliche because they're actually true.
Yeah.
Like when you sit with God, and again, like true rest is found in the place of God, right? Like when you actually sit with God and allow Him to show you who you are, then I think again, true confidence comes from being your authentic self, and the only person that can tell you who you really are is your Creator. So when you spend time with God, like studying His Word, then it's easier to kind of like realize when something is coming from outside, or when something is like, is this what I really like, or is this what society has told me I should like, or is this the standard that God has set for me, or is this the standard that social media has set for me? You know, like it's just, that's literally the only advice I had, because again, like I also did not want to sound like prescriptive or like do this and do that, this is how you
7 steps to
becoming the confident woman that you were born to be. But no, I think for me, true confidence comes in just being authentic, and that's kind of the phase that I'm in my life right now. And I think I shared this with you guys around my birthday, where I'm just going back to who I really am. And I realized that over the past, somewhere along the line over the past few years, I just forgot who I was. And when I say forgot who I was, it's not just even in like the big ways, it's also just the little things like what are my hobbies, like what do I enjoy doing, you know, like. So I'm just in a very interesting phase of this is very real for me. You know, like I'm walking through like building my self-esteem again and building my self-confidence, and part of that is just realizing the things that I like doing and things that I don't like doing, and I just not feeling pressure to do the things that I don't enjoy. Like you couldn't pay me to do certain things now. Like if someone says let's go here, I'll be like, no, sorry, I don't want to. Like, and that's it. Like knowing what I actually enjoy doing and being confident in that, and again, like finding community of people that you can actually thrive or discuss those things with. For example, something like poetry. It's this year that I realized, I actually really miss like just poetry in general, like writing and listening to poetry or reading poems. I started going to poetry nights again, like just things like that. Like you need to find community or people that you can actually discuss these things with, and you know.
And you know, one thing I like about you is that you're willing to find that community outside of your immediate community, because I mean, well, I can speak for like the people we know mutually. I don't know if anybody is like
into poetry. No, not really.
So like I don't know who's gonna. I mean, it could come for like support or something. I don't know who's gonna come and click with you. It's not click. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that you're like, you actually go to these things by yourself, and like you're willing to like go out of your comfort zone
But
to find.
Anything that you enjoy doing, you need to just do it. Like, it's your life. Like, you know, do what you like doing. And again, like, true confidence just comes from your authentic self. Like, it's down to
good.
who you really are at the core. Think back to when you were a child. You know, I've been trying to just go back to my childhood a lot these days and just sit back and think like, oh my god, what are some things that I enjoyed doing as a child? You know, like when I didn't know what body goals were and snatch waist and you know, like
and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted to announce that I've accepted this job offer. Like when all of that was not
a thing. Yeah.
What would you have been doing? Like what job did you get? What job
if there was no social media, what would you be doing? If you didn't have to post and show people that you're living your best life,
what would you be doing? Do you think?
Because a lot of me.
Yeah. No, like it could be. You could be an astronaut.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? I think something else that really helps me is nobody actually knows what they're doing in life. I'm sorry, like everybody's winging it. Like I know some people have become masters at making it seem like they know what they're doing, but nobody actually knows what they're doing. Like we're all out here figuring life out and trying to discover who we are, what we like, what path we should go down. Like people try this, it fails, to try another thing, and then you see someone today that's successful, you think they know what they're doing. Nobody actually knows. Like life is so
dynamic.
Yeah. Life is so dynamic, and we're naturally multifaceted human beings as well. So give yourself that grace to not fit into, or like if you naturally don't fit into a straight path that everyone else is going down, then that's fine. We're all winging it, and that always gives me confidence. Like I walk into a room, if I'm thinking, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm also thinking nobody knows what they're doing here. We all don't know what's going on, so it's fine.
True.
Like it, I don't know why, but it honestly fills me with so much confidence when I know that nobody actually knows, so it's fine. Like you're not less than other people, you're not stupid, essentially. You know, so yeah, give yourself grace.
Wow. What?
Any final thoughts?
No, I think you said everything that needs to be said.
I was going to say the same about you, like
no,
you
said
dropped all the gems.
You said it all. Period.
Case closed. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you took something away from it.
I did.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Like I just have the word rest in my head because that one I need to sit with it for a while. But I really hope you guys took something away from it. Let us know in the comment section, and have a good day, have a good week. Hopefully we see Mololuwa here again. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.